Hello, everybody. It's 1:09 p.m. on February 6th, 2026. I just came back from outside. Had to deliver a couple of orders, and I had to stop at the store really quickly. I'll probably start cleaning my house soon because I have family coming over tomorrow. Um, a topic that just came up in uh, my head this morning, almost as soon as I woke up. I just heard some news. It wasn't terrible. I just heard something and it incited something out of me. I guess like a form of a certain level of emotion. It wasn't like super intense or anything. It was just a matter of like, it was a way that I'd been feeling that I hadn't been able to actually get off my chest or really speak on in depth recently or really at all. And I was just given the opportunity to do that, and of course I took it. Uh in a very respectful way. The conversation was very respectful all the way around. Feelings were acknowledged and everything. We moved along, but I couldn't help but to feel like that there was something still left lingering in terms of like how I felt. Um, it's hard to get into like this the nitty gritty of it. But imagine this, right? Uh, Imagine that you receive some flowers from somebody close to you. Let's say it's like your girlfriend or a love interest, just a general love interest works as well. Let's say that she gives you some flowers, and it feels great because it feels like that you were thought of and that you were considered in the making of this decision, and you feel like that you're made a priority. And after a while, you look around and you see that she posted a video online, maybe on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or what have you, and she's handing out flowers to everyone. And she makes a big thing out of it where she literally just gives flowers to like 10 other people of varying, you know, backgrounds and, genders and other things like that. But it might make the idea that you receive flowers from this person less special. It might take away some of the intended results of it. It might make it seem like that the decision that they made to give you flowers was kind of like a spur of the moment, not a spur of the moment thing that they just thought of you and they just wanted to make you feel special, but it was something they were going to do anyway, whether regardless of whether you were there or not. She was going to give out six different people flowers that day. You just so happened to be the first person that got them. Uh, so it was kind of like that, and it kind of left me feeling like that it was I wasn't really a not like a priority, but that like even the small gifts that I do receive from people that I consider to be close to me or people that are actually very close to me to not be very much, special or have much meaning at all. Because that wasn't for me, it was for everyone. It was for everybody else too. So it's like it kind of takes away some of the special meaning behind that. I hope that that's easy to understand. I'm not a very selfish person. I'm not usually a jealous individual. That's just not how I ever rolled. I just was never really like that. But it does like hit when you like thought one thing and then like days later or even weeks later you might see something completely different. I was like, whoa, hold on, I didn't know we were doing that. Yeah, so it was kind of like that. We had the opportunity to talk about it, and yeah, she apologized, but she kind of like defended her stance, which of course she had every right to do that. But like if you're telling somebody how you feel, and they're like, "Well, I could do it," because it kind of like kills the whole apology. Because it's like you apologize for making me feel that way, but you didn't apologize for the action. You don't think it's wrong, and that's okay if you don't think it's wrong. And I don't think you should apologize for something that you feel is wrong. I feel like that if anything, you could apologize for how it made that person feel, but that was it. But it kind of just makes me feel like that we're not on the same page. It makes me feel like that I'm not being, I guess, considered in that way, especially because of the fact that when I did think I was feeling considered, it wasn't actually the case. So it's like, well, have I ever been considered? Am I being considered? Is this something that we're ever, that, is this something that I should even expect? So it's like, yeah, I'll probably talk to her about it for that reason alone, because it just seems like it's just lingering on me. It's that conversation happened at around 9 o'clock this morning, and I still, after 4 hours, still kind of feel a certain way about it. Uh, so yeah, it'll probably be something I have to speak to her about. It's just so odd because me being a guy, I don't really have too much of an opportunity to feel that I can express my feelings in a certain way, or even like revisit something that we already spoke on that apologies were already given for. It's like, how awkward would that be to try to, I guess, rehash that or try to get back into that conversation again, even though we already spoke on it. It should kind of be done. And it's like you're allowing yourself to feel that emotion again for what? It's like it's a bit too vulnerable for me, and I'm not usually used to being that vulnerable, even in terms of like me talking about things previously on my channel, about how I feel about certain things. It's like I know I'm okay. I know that I feel okay with it, with how everything's going and how everything has gone and how everything will go. I know I have a certain level of acceptance to that, or I guess even a positive outlook, you could say. But when it comes to this specifically, I don't know. It's lingering, and I'm not usually used to things lingering in my mind like that, especially making me feel a certain way. Usually, I kind of have to have a certain nonchalant attitude and kind of like cut it, or even just like check myself and just that's it, that's all. But for some reason, this is not enough. I'm not sure if it's maybe everything else that's happening around me, or but for some reason, it doesn't seem like that it's enough. And I feel like that I don't want to come off like I'm being overly emotional or anything like that. But it's an odd slope, especially as a guy. If you didn't grow up like uh, with the understanding that you could talk about your problems and you could express your emotions in a way that isn't the most stoic. And I'm not talking about like crying or anything because that's not how I feel at all. But I mean, like, it's like no one's really trying to hear that. It's like that. It's weird. It's hard to explain. But I'm sure that most guys will understand. I'm sure even most women will understand it too. Just because they were around too and they watched how we were told not to sit there and cry about certain things or anything like that. So yeah, I'm really hoping that that's something that I can talk to her about. We can come to some type of resolution with, because it's like as it stands, it's like the way I feel about it just bothers me heavily. But yeah, in terms of that, I was actually wondering if there was any guys that could comment exactly one more times that they might have felt like that they were, I guess they felt like that their emotions couldn't have been heard, or they felt like that for some reason that they weren't allowed to have those emotions or whatever. They might have even been invalidated, or they might have not even felt like bringing it up because they felt like that they had to maintain some type of stoicism in terms of their masculinity to maintain it or to keep it intact or to not be seen as some type of whiny baby or something like that. Uh, I've usually never really felt that way, but honestly, I don't allow myself to feel too much anyway. So it's very often for that I don't really have to express those types of emotions because I very rarely ever felt them to begin with. Um, and yeah, so I just put up this picture of Ollie Wang, the most recent time he showed up in the manga, at least at this point, because it looks like I just try to find a picture that kind of like that goes along with how I'm feeling at that moment, or I think can personify that in a picture that also keeps it in lookism because I just like lookism. I don't know. But yeah, uh, after this, I'm gonna go ahead and drop off some more orders. I did have some more Depop orders go through or whatever, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop those off. Uh, and then I'll actually haven't eaten today. I was gonna wait until there's a steakhouse that's nearby that has like a special menu between 3 and 5 p.m. where everything's like super cheap, and I was gonna go there and just treat myself to that for lunch, and I will likely make spaghetti for dinner. I usually like to make my spaghetti with, of course, like red sauce and Italian sausage. I'll usually just take all the Italian sausage and just put it all in the air fryer and just let it go until it's done, and then I'll just slice it up and then put it into the spaghetti and then eat it like that. So yeah, hopefully that goes well. I know for a fact it will. But yeah, hopefully everyone else has a great day today. This video is not as long as the other ones I've done. I've seen some of my ramble on for like 17 minutes. Hopefully, I can end this video before that actually happens. But hopefully, everyone has a nice day today. It stays warm. It's really cold outside. Not very. I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt right now, but I'm fat, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'm working on not being fat anymore. But yeah, you guys have a nice day. Thank you. Bye.